Welcome to her weekly fix. I'm Dr. Laura Pipher, naturopathic doctor, and every week I'm here to give you a no fluff, science backed dose of the latest health insights, real world solutions to help you feel your best. Whether it's tackling hormonal chaos, digestive struggles, or low energy, we'll break it all down in 10 minutes or less. Let's get into this week's fix. You've probably heard it or you felt it that your hormones are out of whack. But that phrase doesn't actually explain anything, and it definitely doesn't give you a plan or next steps forward. Here's the thing: hormones are always responding to your body's deeper imbalances, like insulin resistance, chronic stress, or low energy availability. Today, I'm going to walk you through the three most common hormone disruptive patterns I see in my practice and how to figure out which one might be showing up in your own body. Pattern one is what I refer to as insulin driven hormone disruption. You may relate to this if your cycle is longer than 35 days, if you're noticing stubborn weight around your midsection, you deal with hair thinning or breakouts, you crash mid morning, or you feel hangry if meals are delayed. You also might notice at this same time that you have a delayed appetite in the morning when you're actually supposed to be hungry. Typically, what's happening behind the scenes is that insulin throws off ovulation, and this increases androgen production. This means your male hormones. This is where we start to see irregular periods, PMS, acne, mood changes, and hair thinning. Here's what to focus on first if this feels like your pattern. Start your day with a blood sugar balancing breakfast. Here's an example for you: eggs with half a cup of black beans, 1 cup of your favorite sauteed veggies, zucchini, mushrooms, salsa on top, and add some avocado for healthy fat. We're looking for fiber, fat, and protein to start the day so we can have steady blood sugar to begin our morning. And a pro tip is wait to have your coffee until after you've had your breakfast, or at least pair it with a protein shake so you're not having coffee on an empty stomach. And swap refined carbohydrates for beans at least 5 days a week. Beans can be a wonderful source of protein and fiber and are really great for hormone stabilizing and treating insulin resistance. And we can't forget movement at least 2 times a week, 30 minutes of strength training, and 4 to 5 times a week. We at least want to incorporate a 10 to 20-minute walk, especially after eating, because this is going to be especially impactful for those who are insulin resistant. And a supplement to consider after speaking with your doctor might be inositol. Inositol can support ovulation, cravings, and insulin regulation. Pattern two is referred to as stress-suppressed ovulation. You might relate to this if you feel wired at night, but absolutely drained during the day. Your periods are light, late, or missing altogether. You wake up sweaty, but you are nowhere near menopause. And exercise actually leaves you more exhausted, not energized. What could be going on here is that when your brain perceives stress, it downregulates all the signals to ovulate in order to preserve resources. This means your body's going to be making less progesterone because remember, without ovulation, we can't make progesterone. This can cause more anxiety, poor sleep, and other cycle disruptions. Where to start if this is your pattern? Create an evening routine that helps with your nervous system shifting from fight or flight into rest and digest. Start with eating a dinner at a regular time each evening. Consider adding in a magnesium bisglycinate after speaking with your provider, and get in a routine of a 10-minute yoga or guided relaxation before bed. And screens off at least 45 minutes before. And no caffeine before breakfast because your nervous system will not love it. And on that same note, I typically tell my patients don't have any caffeine after noon, especially if you have that tired but wired picture and you struggle with getting to sleep in the evening. And the third pattern I'm going to refer to as low reserve or egg fragility. You might relate if your cycles are short, so under 24 to 26 days, PMS is starting earlier and hitting harder, and you're over the age of, let's say, 38, but this can happen younger. You might actually notice more restless sleep and hair thinning, and you might also be struggling with fertility challenges. What can be happening here is that your egg quality and hormone production are more vulnerable to stress, nutrient depletion, inflammation, and insulin resistance. When we support your mitochondria, aka your cell's energy engines, this can help reduce oxidative stress. So, I really love to start with food in these patterns. really focusing on a Mediterranean style diet. So, a Mediterranean sheet pan dinner can look like salmon, asparagus, and mushrooms, drizzled with olive oil, lemon, salt, and dill. And if you drink alcohol, limit it to weekends or just get rid of it altogether. Alcohol disrupts hormone metabolism and recovery during this stage. And a supplement to consider after speaking with your provider could be something like CoQ10, helping support egg quality and energy production, especially if fertility is your goal. And really, the takeaway here is that not all hormone issues are created equal. When you know the pattern that your body is showing you, you can actually stop guessing and start addressing the root cause. If you want help figuring out which pattern fits you best, reply to this episode, tell me what signs resonated with you, and let's book a free call to see what your first steps are with your treating your hormone story. See you next week.